Hey everybody, what's going on? Just back with another video. So today I just want to talk a little bit, a bit more about Vivek Ramaswamy. Sorry, I always mix that up. I made a little bit of a, I didn't make a full video about him, but I did kind of mention him earlier, and then I would start to do a little bit more research on him, and then make a video eventually. So here we go, because I noticed recently that he's actually on the rise. They haven't done a recent polling in a few weeks, I don't believe, but he was in third place last time I checked. And I just saw on that, there's a website where you can kind of like place a bet on who you think is going to be the next president. And on that website, Ramaswamy is actually in second place over Ron DeSantis. So I think a lot of people are starting to bet on Vivek kind of rising in the Republican poll the closer we get to the GOP nomination. Now, there's a recent Twitter poll that he just made that Elon Musk actually just kind of retweeted, and I just kind of want to go over that. He made 10 points here that I think that are really kind of wholesome, and I think there's a lot of just truth and logic in it. So number one, what he says is God is real. Okay, I'm not personally religious, but okay, fair enough. Number two, there are two genders. I believe in that. Three, human flourishing requires fossil fuels, and as of right now, it does. I know in the future we'd like to kind of get away from that, but right now we absolutely need fossil fuels still. Number four, reverse racism is racism. Absolutely. Number five, an open border is no border. 100% agree. Number six, parents determine the education of their children. Now, I don't know if they should necessarily determine the education, but I do think that they should have some sort of say in the curriculum and what their kids are being taught in school. Because they are their own, those kids rather, belong to those parents. Right, so I think that they should get some say. Number seven, the nuclear family is the greatest form of governance known to mankind. I agree, and I think that we all are kind of aware how the nuclear family is kind of being destroyed. We can go into that later. I'll probably make a video about that pretty soon, actually. Number eight, capitalism lifts people from poverty. Absolutely. Number nine, there are three branches of the U.S. government, not four. I definitely agree with that. Now, the three branches of government as we have it right now is executive, legislative, and judicial. I think when he's talking about the fourth, or what he means by the fourth branch would be the corporate executives who are essentially paying for our politicians and getting their way. If that's what he means, I definitely agree. We definitely need to get money out of politics. I've talked about that a little bit before. And finally, number 10, the U.S. Constitution is the strongest guarantor of freedoms in history. I don't think there's any argument to that. Now, if there is, if you guys have something to say about that, I'd definitely like to hear it. I always, again, I do like when you guys comment and leave what you think and leave your opinions in the comment sections, and I do try to respond as quickly as possible because I do want to be engaged with you guys. Now, overall, I think this is a pretty wholesome message. I think he really speaks from the heart. I think that there's mostly truths in what he's saying here. If he elaborated on some of these things, I'm sure we would disagree a little bit, but I just see nothing but a good message here. I've seen a couple of his interviews. I do notice, like RFK Jr., he's a very passionate person. I do believe he cares about Americans rather. I think he wants to restore the middle class. And he's a very good speaker. He's a very intelligent man, and I think that we need someone like that who can just speak well and not have to read from a script or just go off on these random weird tangents, kind of insulting everybody around him. And the other thing too is that he was kind of a long shot when he first announced. It really looked like he didn't have much of a chance. And to be honest, he's still a bit of a long shot. But he is campaigning like a madman right now. He's kind of going on his own podcast tour, similar to RFK Jr. And he's just continuing to gain in popularity, and I think that's very interesting. Because if he were to somehow beat out Donald Trump, I think a lot of people would consider, especially people in the middle, would actually consider voting him in for president. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. I'll be back soon.